Hi, I'm Nancy O'Neill, and this week on Aging Gracefully, we talk about Sarasota Memorial Hospital's specialized care for patients living with a serious illness, plus expert tips on fall prevention, and we check out a Suncoast spa using LED light technology. Sarasota Memorial Hospital has been nationally recognized for their specialized programs caring for people living with a serious illness. And here to tell us more about their supportive care program is Dr. Joelle Velakis. So tell our viewers about the supportive care team that you have in place, and how do you help the patients that are hospitalized with serious illnesses, Doctor?
So I have a wonderful team. We call it supportive care at Sarasota Memorial. It's also known as palliative care. And this is an extra layer of support for people with serious illness.
Okay, so they come into the hospital in need of your care when they're admitted?
There are things that as a team we aspire to be good at.
Okay.
One of those is pain and symptom management. So another physician might recognize that they need a little extra for that,
okay,
and they may call us. It's a consultative service.
All right, all right. Now you mentioned palliative and there's hospice care as well. What is the difference between those?
I started my career in hospice, so full disclosure on that. I had a wonderful array of mentors, and what palliative care really is a way to take some of those skills and some of that approach to care and apply it to people who may still be seeking cure, as you might be in the hospital setting.
Now, the supportive care benefits that you have can support people of any age at different stages of their illnesses.
Yes, we like to say any age and any stage. If someone has palliative needs, and those might be recognized as extra suffering that they need to have checked. They may also have need for good care coordination. Perhaps there's a lot of specialists involved and it just seems like there's so many people, and what are we really doing? It's also a way for us to make sure we're aligning medical care with someone's goals, who they are as a person, what do they value, what's most important to them. And as you can imagine, in a hospital setting, sometimes that's a bit of a challenge.
It is. Now, do you work with their family? Do you counsel the family as well when you're getting involved with a patient?
So one of the things I've learned from hospice is that the family is really my unit of care. Illness is a family experience.
Yes, it is.
So just as we're trying to manage the patient's symptoms, we're also looking at things that we might be able to do to enhance the family experience.
Okay. Now, what are some of the things that you do for the patient when you meet them? Are you emotional, mental? I mean, physical pain? I mean, are you treating the whole?
Yes, all of those things.
All of those
We're
things.
really very holistic, and the priorities are set by the patient. What's most important to them, and that's different than a medical plan of care where we have tasks that we need to do.
Okay. So your team specializes in different aspects, or your team works as a whole when you're working with a patient?
So we really do work in line with other specialists who may already be seeing the patient. Okay. We work very, very closely with whoever is the primary physician, and we also work with ancillary resources such as our spiritual care department, our psychosocial case management. So we really look at things that might not be traditionally medical, but are impacting the patient's medical experience.
Okay. Now, your supportive care services, this takes place in the hospital setting, or do you work with your patients on an outpatient basis as well if they leave the hospital, or is this strictly?
So right now it's a strictly inpatient setting service, and we're looking hopefully to expand at some point.
And other resources, is there other ways that you can recommend that maybe caregivers help their families?
So one of the things we try to be good at is knowing what resources are available to people and families when they leave our hospital setting. Some of those things are connected to the hospital. For example, our oncology navigator service is wonderful. We also have supportive care counseling for oncology patients. They may not be aware of those services, but we are.
Okay. And where can our viewers find out more about what you offer? Because obviously, you know, we're all at some point in our life where we're either caring for somebody or we know that we will be in the future. Where do we start to reach out to you? And is there a cost associated with this service?
So the best way to reach out to us is, if you're hospitalized, to go through your primary physician who's taking care of you. No doubt they understand and they know about our services, and they'll contact us and let us know they'd like us to work with you. It is a consultative service, so much like a cardiologist might see you or a lung specialist might see you, we also are able to bill Medicare and other insurances for our services.
Oh, that's wonderful to know. Good to know. Anything you'd like to add before we close today, Doctor?
We're just an extra layer of support for people with serious illness, and you don't have to be afraid of palliative care.
Okay. Where can our viewers go to find out more?
So the website at Sarasota Memorial certainly has some links there, but our direct phone number is 941-917-7572.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and what a wonderful thing that you've devoted your life to.
Well, thank you so much. I'm very lucky to be able to provide that care. The hospital is extremely supportive of what we do.
That's great. Thank you. Next on Aging Gracefully, we talk fall prevention with Inspired Living. As we age, the dangers of falling become a growing concern. However, there are ways to prepare yourself and prevent falling altogether. And here with more is Inspired Living Chief Operating Officer, Dr. Zachary Zimbonia. Welcome, Doctor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, let's start with telling our audience about what your background is and what you do for Inspired Living.
Sure. Well, two very different things. So I'm a physical therapist by background. I've been a doctor of PT for about 20 years. Got into the field through my mom actually having a car accident and losing the ability to walk, and watching them rehab her, and where she was able to do some walking really inspired me to want to help people in that way. And how I now translate that into what I do at Inspired Living, I'm the Chief Operating Officer. So I'm responsible for all of our moms and dads, our residents, our associates, our buildings, and so the overall operation and making sure that we do a good job of taking care of our residents.
Okay. Now, how prevalent are falls? I mean, we all fall occasionally, but how prevalent are those with senior citizens?
You know, it's a big epidemic. 1 in 4 people over the age of 65 will fall this year. Every 14 seconds, a senior is taken to the emergency room for treatment of a fall. As a country, we spent about $40 billion last year alone on falls and the recourse of such. But the more expensive toll is the emotional toll that it takes on our seniors, where they might lose their ability, their self-confidence, their independence.
Okay. Now, when you talk about preventing falls, and you're saying 65 and over, I mean, we all occasionally fall. What are things that people of any age really should be mindful of?
Sure, and as you say, you know, falls are not a natural part of the aging process, and I think that's an old wives' tale that we've been taught, and certainly there are things that we can do every day to prevent that. So first, you want to look at yourself and what are the factors that you can control. So diet, exercise, vitamins, making sure you take your calcium and drink your milk. You maintain regular exercise habits. Secondarily, which is a little bit more complicated, are the multifactorial components. And that's going to be all the medication that may be mixing amongst our body through multiple doctors and sources. And so really having your physician and your family help look at your medication to see if there are any interactions and some unanticipated dizziness, which may be causing a fall.
Okay.
And then third and foremost is going to be your environment. So rugs, those little pets running around, making sure that they're not under your feet, ensuring that you're creating a clear walking path without any interruptions or disruptions are going to be key. Also, using grab bars and slip-resistant mats in our home. So there's ways that we can make the home more safe as well.
Okay. Now you mentioned, you know, how costly this is. I mean, obviously you fall, you need to get treated. How important is it to go and get treated right away, and how do you know whether you've broken something? Sometimes you feel, oh, I'm okay, and you don't go. Should you go get checked just to make sure?
Sure. I say the real cure or treatment is prevention, and so starting those habits earlier on. But yes, once you do have a fall, early treatment is an indicator of your outcome and your prognosis, meaning that you'll have a better chance of returning to your previous level of function if you get that checked out and you begin treatment. You know, of all the falls last year, there were about 300,000 broken hips. And certainly that needs to be taken care of right away. But yes, early detection and early intervention. Not every fall is serious. Certainly if you, you know, were to strike your head, if you feel any disorientation to your bones and any immediate pain, you should always err on the side of caution and seek guidance from your physician.
Okay. Now at Inspired Living, what types of activities do you offer so that for preventative as well as, you know, people who have had falls, so that they manage their balance, right?
Sure,
I mean, that's what it's all about, is your balance.
Well, and the perfect precursor for a fall is a previous fall, believe it or not, and so it increases your likelihood of having another. I'm blessed at Inspired Living, you know, being over operations and clinical, I can create a great wellness program. So we have on-site physical and occupational therapists 5 days a week. Typically that's covered by your insurance or the Medicare benefit if you have a physician's order. So we do offer the skilled rehab on-site. In addition to that, we offer over 10 hours of programming and resident engagement per day that will allow your loved one to engage in some sort of physical, emotional, and social activity.
Every day you have something going on.
At least for 10 hours. And so we have swimming pool, which is a great way to increase your balance without having the pressure of a bunch of weight going through your joints. We've got full exercise rooms. We have walking paths. We have a fishing pier. So lots of different opportunities to maintain fitness or develop a new habit.
Yeah, and they're beautiful grounds. I had the pleasure of visiting.
Great.
And it was delightful.
Excellent.
It was delightful. So, Doctor, where can our viewers go to find out more information about you?
Absolutely, and we want to be a great resource to the area, and I'll be conducting several seminars, free seminars for the residents around the greater area to help inform them. So you can call us at Inspired Living at Lakewood Ranch at 941-803-7124, or visit us on the website where there are a lot more resources, www.inspiredliving.care.
Okay, and those seminars that you mentioned, those are available to the public to come in?
Absolutely, they're available for the public, free of charge.
Wonderful. Okay, well, thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for having me today. I appreciate it.
Coming up after the break, we learn how red light therapy can help you burn fat. Body Balance Sarasota is changing the fat loss industry with their state-of-the-art LED light technology. And here with more on this unique local spa is consultant and owner Betty Troyer. Welcome back, Betty.
Hi, it's so great to be here.
Thank you.
I'm excited to be here today.
Well, we have a lot more to cover today, so it's always good stuff. Now, tell our viewers about your non-invasive, which is the most amazing thing. Non-invasive, head-to-toe, new technology for fat loss.
Yes, I'm so excited about that. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to get up in the mornings to go to my spa. I just love it.
So wouldn't love that?
I will tell you, it is a non-invasive fat loss, and it looks like a tanning bed. It's an LED light technology that we utilize to literally melt the fat. So it looks like a tanning bed, doesn't tan your skin, but it literally melts the fat.
Do you keep your clothes on when you're having this treatment?
So what's so nice about this is you are in a room by yourself. So you decide, do you want to keep your clothes on? Do you want to take your clothes off? You can target stubborn fat, or you can do head to toe. Where the light shines, it will melt the fat. Where it's covered, it's not going to melt that fat.
Okay, so if you leave your clothes on, then you're not, the fat's not going to get melted in those particular areas,
no,
right? Okay.
So you can do body contouring. You can target stubborn fat areas. You can do head to toe, because it also does skin tightening and toning. So those are extra benefits that you're getting with it. So it really is a great technology.
And how long does the actual treatment itself last? How long are you in this bed?
20 minutes, and it's in a relaxing spa-like setting, and we have music flowing, and oh, it's awesome. It is really nice.
It sounds it. I know you've had great results.
We have had great results. We're signing people up every day. Yeah.
Well, it's quite understandable. I mean, when it sounds too good to be true, but it actually works, that's two different things.
It works. It's a proven technology that it works. And let me ask you this. We use technology in our life every day. Doesn't it make sense to use technology to melt your fat?
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
We have it.
Yes, yes, we do.
Diet and exercise, we mentioned this briefly last time you were here, and you said that's not really the answer. Is that part of the answer? I mean, how do you respond when people ask you that question?
So diet and exercise is another thing entirely than fat loss. So when you diet and you exercise, if you don't feed your body the proper nutrition through the diet, your body is going to get nutrition to work as hard as you ask it to during the day. And it will absolutely take its nutrition from the muscle and the bone if it has to. So those are steps that we want to be cautious about when we say dieting and exercise. And that's why we recommend, we have certain recommendations that we go by, and we ask that as far as for eating, we don't put people on a diet, because dieting means eating less, and that's not always the answer.
Okay. Now the exercise aspect of it, I know that you said that the technology, the LED technology that you're using, has a residual effect for a couple hours afterwards that you can utilize to help your exercise regimen?
It does. So when you go to the gym, I ask people this all the time. I said, how often do you go, or how long do you go to the gym? How often? I go 3 times a week, and I go 45 minutes.
Right.
If you exercise for 30 minutes, it takes your body that long to get into fat burning mode. So you're burning fat for 15 minutes. So people are working out extra long hours to get 15, 20 minutes of fat burning, but they don't realize it. So when you use the LED technology, it puts your body in fat burning mode immediately, and you have a 1 to 2 hour window that you're in fat burning mode. And when you're in that fat burning mode, we ask, take advantage of that.
Absolutely.
Go for a brisk walk.
Absolutely.
Hey, we live in beautiful Sarasota. I
go.
love
Why
walking
not?
on, along the beaches.
So you don't have to go, just go out and walk.
Go out and walk, do a brisk walk, yes, because you're in fat burning mode.
All right, so fat. There are 2 different types that you had mentioned to me. What are those, and what's the difference?
So there's visceral fat and subcutaneous fat. The subcutaneous fat is the fat that you can pinch.
Okay.
That you can, you can actually
Physically
feel that.
pinch.
Yes. The visceral fat is the dangerous fat. It's the fat around the organs. It can cause heart attack, diabetes, stroke. It can cause those things. And you cannot diet and exercise visceral fat off. That's a known fact. Light technology will melt visceral fat.
So that's what it takes care of primarily, is the visceral fat.
The visceral fat, yes.
Okay.
And we all want to get rid of visceral fat.
Absolutely.
Yes.
For so many different reasons. Yes.
Absolutely.
Now, who would you say this technology is for? What is your target audience, or do you have one?
I don't have one. 18 to 120.
There you go.
You know, it's for everybody. Yes.
We all want to be the best we can be at whatever age we are.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. So tell our viewers what happens now. You have free educational consultations. What is that you offer?
So our free educational consultations are so really, really awesome. It's a computerized body analysis machine. And when we do that on you, we can tell you your visceral fat rating. We can tell you your metabolic age. Do you know what your metabolic age is, Nancy?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you might want to come into Body Balance and find out, because it's interesting. So if you're 60, we get people that are 75, their metabolic age. And the visceral fat rating is it's really high because it has a direct reflection off of the visceral fat, the metabolic age. So we can tell you what your metabolic age is. We can tell you what your visceral fat rating is. We can tell you all that stuff with your computerized body analysis.
Okay, and how long does something like that take when you go in?
So the first consultation, you can expect about 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay. So viewers should call and set up appointments, obviously, because you don't just take walk-ins, I would imagine.
We do take walk-ins.
You do?
Yes, we do accept walk-ins. I do highly recommend calling, but we do have, our schedule is getting so full. I signed up so many people in the last several weeks, and it's just, everybody's been excited about it, and yeah, it's pretty awesome.
So where are you located? Where can our viewers go to find you?
So we're on the corner of Bay Vista and 41, and we're on 1215 Southeast Avenue.
Okay.
So give us a call today.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
for your free educational consultation.
Free educational consultation. I like that word.
Yes.
Thank you again, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on Aging Gracefully, and find out more throughout the season on snntv.com. Join us next time here for more tips on living a happy and healthier life.